Everybody, roll up the windows. All right, we're going to bring on our next guest here. Your next guest coming to the stage, I've heard great things about him, actually. Never seen him. This will be the first time, folks. Make him feel welcome. From Burlington, actually. He wanted me to ask if you have any spare change to help him get home. You would enjoy that tremendously. Make him welcome, Mr. Rick Jones.
My name is Rick Jones. I'm just going to get it out of the way right now and get it out in the open. It didn't look this orange in the store. I know I look like an ice cream shop awning. I was going for something that said, spring is here, and instead I got something that said, please keep your hands inside the ghoster coaster at all times. Have a good day at Canada's Wonderland. I certainly don't need the fashion disadvantage. I already look like a horrible genetic splice between Charlie Sheen and the guy who plays Mr. Bean. For the 5 of you who didn't already see it, allow me to demonstrate winning. Thank you for applauding my appearance. Also a single father. Ladies, please don't all charge the stage at once. Actually, my daughter turns 7 in a couple of weeks. And thanks, I'll pass it on to somehow. She asked for a cat for her birthday, and I said no. And now, don't get me wrong, I like cats. I've had lots of cats before, actually. It's just, look, when you adopt a cat, you're not just taking responsibility for this gentle and innocent little life. You're also taking responsibility for a big box of shit. And it's amazing how a 10-pound animal can generate 90 pounds of shit a week. It's like the Harry Potter creature with the worst magical ability ever. Harry, it's the feline of endless defecation. Infinitum pupus. And I gotta tell you, again, single guy, a big box of shit is not a real impressive sight if you want to have a lady over your place. You're trying to act all suave and sophisticated and say, hey, thanks for coming back to my tastefully appointed bachelor pad. Let me show you around. There's the kitchen, the living room, the den, down there's my room, and there's the big box of shit. In which Simba has chosen this opportune moment to spot winning. And what's that? Oh, why, yes, I'm sure there's lots of piss in it too, but here at Casa Rick, we use only the finest clumping litter. And so the piss is all hardened into stinky, gravelly little pea holes. Chardonnay? My last attempt to get my kid pets was a disaster, but 2 years ago I got her this big tank of tropical fish, right? And people said, Rick, why fish? They're boring. They're not good at anything. And that's not true. Right? It's not fair at all. Fish are really good at, dying. I went through more fucking fish than Captain Highline. Buy a batch of fish, you die. Buy another batch of fish. Buy a batch of fish on Monday, they'd be going down the toilet by Friday. And pretty soon I'm walking into the fish store and they're cowering in the corners of their tanks when they see me. Oh, I've expended like half my disposable income on tropical fish. And I'm murdering, over the course of like a year, hundreds of Nemo's friends in this horrific fish catraz that I set up in my office, right, for the benefit of my little girl. And finally, after like 6 to 12 months of this grim Darwinian survival of the fittest type deal I had going on, I ended up with about 12 fish that just would not die, right? Like a dozen fish, no matter what I subjected them to in Auschwitz, they wouldn't expire. Finally, and so I thought, well, that's not bad, right? That's a kind of Holocaust joke. I'm in charge of this stage, so I'm doing all right. Anyways, I thought that's a good batch of fish, I'll stick with this, and then they started disappearing. Yeah, not dying, just vanishing. I had no idea where they were going. And finally, one night, I couldn't sleep. It's like 2 in the morning, so I wandered downstairs to find something to do. Guess what I find? The cat that I had at the time was sitting on top of the fish tank, scooping them out and eating them. So to review, the fish that I was slaving over to keep alive were being converted into the turds in my big box of shit. Speaking of animals, I was in Phoenix, Arizona last month on business, and I'm driving along on the interstate to where I'm going, and there's a sign for a pest control company, an exterminator, and on the sign is a picture, and it was a picture of a scorpion. So I get to the people I'm visiting, I'm like, you don't really get scorpions in your houses, do you? I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, scorpions all the time. Get in your walls. Hard to get rid of. Gotta call the bug guy. Let me ask you something. Let's see what we got. A fairly smart crowd. And even if you didn't, I'd say it anyway. If you had scorpions in your house, would you call the exterminator? Or would you do what I do and burn your fucking house down? Scorpion's not a pest. It's a monster. It's one of the 12 plagues of Egypt, for Christ's sake. I mean, oh my God, like I can handle ants or crows, but there has to be a limit as to the animals we're willing to share our homes with. How far are you willing to go here? Hey, Jim, how's it going? Oh, not so good. Yeah, we got problems with the house. We've got bears. Yeah. Damn things. They nest in your cupboards. You know how they eat your honey. Your family. When I turn this way, I'm the other guy. That's all right. I know a guy. Yeah, he'll fix it up. We had crocodiles last year, eh? The only thing I can imagine that would be worse than having scorpions in your house would be if you had the scorpions in your house. Remember the German hair metal band from the 80s? That'd be a tough infestation to deal with, wouldn't it? As we all know, Germans are not easily extracted from places they weren't invited in the first